How's it going, lads? Welcome to the channel again. Second episode back here. I hope you enjoyed the first one. If you haven't watched that, make sure you go back and watch it. It was just a simple rebuild, but I suppose an awful lot of the explanation of where the channel is going and where it even came from in the first place will be mentioned over there. I went through what the future plans are for this channel and for the podcast I'm also doing. Of course, one of the other things I mainly touched on was an introduction of a second channel down the line. Of course, this one is all going to be just gaming. Second channel will be the video podcast once they're launched, as well as any other content, any reactions, any video essays, any discussions that I might have with any guests that aren't specific to the podcast. They'll be all over on the second channel. So of course, as you can see in the description, today is the first special video for the channel. Maybe original, authentic, whatever you want to call it. So of course, in the last episode we just done a Houston Rockets rebuild. That was more just to introduce the channel. This one's specific. So as you can see from the title, it's the Irish Connection rebuild. So I got this idea. Obviously we don't have an awful lot of Irish 2K YouTubers. I think there's a couple scattered out there, but I obviously thought, well, it's a bit fitting. Irish YouTuber, Irish NBA YouTuber, Irish Connection rebuild, whatever. So what this rebuild is going to entail is, of course, at the moment there's no Irish NBA players whatsoever. That's only been one throughout the whole of history. So the players that I'll be going after today will be players that it was going to be a bit more open to be honest with you, because I didn't think there was that many players with Irish names. But to be honest with you, I was surprised with how many names have Irish origin, as you'll see and as I'll talk throughout the video. But I was actually going to just have it as people with Irish names and any attachments to the Boston Celtics, with of course the Celtics connection there. But like I said, there's a lot more players than I was expecting, so I'm going to keep it specifically to players that have an Irish surname. Yeah, I'll keep it a surname to keep it easy, and I'll explain that throughout the video. So if you're watching this, if you're liking the content here so far, hit like down below. Make sure you subscribe to not miss out on any other future videos, and thanks very much for the support in the first video, and I hope to see more of that going forward. So if we move over, of course today is going to be the first one with a fantasy draft. So fantasy draft is on. Going to select a random team in 3, 2, 1. Rocking with the Kings. See, I was going to pick the Celtics, but if the Celtics end up with the first draft pick, I don't want to be answering any conspiracy theories in the comments. And of course we have the green backlight today. So where are we going to be? The Celtics didn't have it. So where are we? Top 15 pick? Literally 15 pick. Celtics would have been 8. You can't write it. But anyways, and what we do in these rebuilds is we won't be picking it. Our assistant GM will. So hopefully who they give us will have Irish names there anyways, but if not, we'll be trading for a whole roster full of them. So let's look at who we start with to get off. Oh, Zion Williamson. Williamson isn't. No, there's no point even teasing it. No, Zion Williamson is not an Irish name. Nikola Vucevic, who of course is not. Kelly Oubre, no. Marcus Smart. Now, I didn't look up Marcus Smart, but I don't believe Smart is an Irish name. I've never heard of an Irish person with the name Smart. Beasley, no. Favors, Collins doesn't, and that was a shock to me. TJ McConnell, perfect. McConnell being an Irish second name. Garland, no. Svi McCoyluk, no. Waiters, no. Mike Muscala. Cody Martin, yeah, Martin is an Irish second name. Kadeem Allen, or Allen, Irish second name. Yeah, so we have a few pieces here. Of course we'll be trading all our main guys for Irish players, but I suppose to give a rundown of our main targets, Curry. Actually, if I was the Celtics, I would have had an Irish player straight away. So Curry is in a name that originates in Ireland. A few of these are, of course, with names, it's very difficult to say this is where this name originated, but with these, I kind of want to keep an open mind. If there is some tie to an origin in Ireland, I'm going with it. I don't want to get too deep on this. So I suppose the first thing is to go through Team Intel and see what teams have Irish players available. Anyone's that aren't on untouchable lists will be obviously the first that we're going to go for, and especially if they're on rebuilding teams, we can just offload the draft picks, and especially having Zion Williamson, he's going to be a very valuable young player. So let's have a look through. So straight away, on the Magic we have De'Aaron Fox, who of course, like I said, Fox being an Irish name, so he'll be maybe a point guard that we're probably going to explore the possibility of trading for. Rebuilding team again with Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray, Murray being specifically the Irish name there. So it's probably going to be a toss-up between Jamal Murray and De'Aaron Fox for a point guard if we can trade for them. So interestingly enough, we actually have Kemba Walker here. So Walker is an Irish second name as well. So we actually do have quite a few point guards to look for. And Jared Allen there as our centre, and he is certainly a player that I wouldn't mind trading for. Middleton. Now Middleton is a player I didn't look up. England, yeah. Okay, so I think we have a fair idea of who we want to trade for. Of course, point guards being the main option there, with the likes of Lowry, Murray, Rose, Walker. So we do have a few options there. Fox being another one. So I suppose let's have a look first. Brandon Clark is somebody that I'd like to trade for. Colin Sexton being another one. Obviously, when you look at players like Harrison Barnes, I want to stay away from that big contract. Will Barton wouldn't be a bad one. Blake Griffin as well, with that big contract, but he would be a nice player to pick up. PJ Tucker. So let's target our point guard first. Look, if we can do the Kyle Lowry trade without giving up too much, I wouldn't mind it so much. Derek Favors Darius Garland. Ooh, they're contending, so they'd like players that can play now. Yikes. Zach Collins, and you give us back your cheapest player, and that's Charles Brown. Can you give me, if we give you a first and seconds? We have a load of seconds to give you. Take the seconds. Kyle Lowry, first Irish player that we've actually traded for, and he's a great point guard. So that's addition number one. And actually look at that point guard rotation. 3 Irish players. I suppose who's the next one that we need to target? So we have our point guard. So that kind of wipes the likes of Jamal Murray, Mike Conley, De'Aaron Fox off the board. Unless we want to slide one to the 2. CJ McCollum. CJ, where are you at? Okay, so CJ McCollum plays for the Celtics. He's making 29. Okay, so can we give you Derek Favors and Marcus Smart? And do we have any young players? They do not want Steve McCoy, Luke. Malik Beasley, and you give us back Gary Clark, who fits the bill. And some seconds. And first. And seconds. Come on. I know you want that. I know you're interested in this trade. There we go. Perfect. So we have our backcourt in Kyle Lowry and CJ McCollum, while still holding on to our 2 valuable pieces, might I add, in Vucevic and Williamson. So now we can probably plan where these are going to go. So the Celtics are looking for Rudy Gobert. Now, in my experience, not so much this year, but Rudy isn't usually too tough to trade for. So if we could pick up Rudy, could we potentially pair him up with a trade package, and hopefully I can get rid of Vucevic for Rudy rather than Zion, because I think Zion might be a bit more valuable in that Steph trade if it happens. So where are you, Rudy? Okay, so Rudy Gobert. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trade Vucevic. I was gonna try wiggle my way out of it. Would you take just straight up? No, you're not gonna take him. How about we give you Dion Waiters? We know you want Dion Waiters. Deal dead. That's a shame. So we're looking to do this. Obviously trading for someone like Steph or James Harden is out of the question. So I'm thinking if we trade Vucevic with a couple of the bums that we still have left on the team for good rotational pieces, at least we're going to get Colin Sexton, that maybe he's going to be a backup 2. Terrence Ross can be the backup 3. Torrey Craig is just going to fit in the mix, and same with Jeremy Grant, who can be a backup 4. Let's give that a go. Why wouldn't you want that? You're getting Vucevic. So we messed around a little bit. I felt like I was getting a bit shortchanged, giving up the 4th round pick as well. So we're really just messing around here, trying to make it work. If they're getting Vucevic and a 1st, and they're gonna get, I'm not getting too much back. Do you know what? I'm all in. You're giving me a center, and you still don't want to do this trade. I don't know what to tell you. I figured out. What's the first thing I didn't do? I didn't make everybody their prime positions. Of course teams don't want to trade me. They're not getting the best value. They're just being awkward. I know there's a way of convincing you to do this deal. I don't know how to do this. I feel like I've hit a wall with this. And a 1st. Come on. Sam Presti, I know you're going to take a 1st. There we go. So that leaves us with... Yeah, it's going to happen, isn't it? So all we need to sign now is Blake. Is there literally nobody else? Okay, so we have Brandon Clark, Will Barton, Blake Griffin, PJ Tucker, Aaron Baines, Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, I suppose, wouldn't be too bad at power forward, but at least in this game. But no, let's go get Blake Griffin. I don't know how to make this trade happen now, because the contract situation is a little bit messy. Yeah, I'd rather have the ball in Kyle Lowry's hands. So Kemba, Jared Allen, CJ is gonna go up. Yeah, CJ is gonna go up. But I mean, other than that, we don't have anything. Dion Waiters and now there's nothing here. We're trading for Torrey Craig and Jake Layman, and Torrey Craig will fit the Irish connection. Other than that, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Again, I'm willing to check any sort of connection here. Jaylen Brown, region of origin: Scotland, England, Ireland. You're earmarked. Collins is Irish, and so is Hill. I can live with that trade. I can live with this. Do you have anything else you can give me? Yes, we got our 4. Okay, so that leaves us with Kemba Walker check, Lowry check, Collins check, McCollum check, Allen check, Hill, Craig, Allen. Layman has to go. I'm gonna try flip another few of these players because I feel like there's something else we can get. Okay, so I'm gonna try flip Kemba for Jaylen Brown. I know that probably makes 0 sense, but I just think he'd be a better shooting guard than Kemba. So Kemba for Jaylen, Jake Layman for Jeremy Lamb. You want to give me Clint Capella? You're not getting George Hill, but I will give you somebody. Yeah, okay. So then that's Kyle Lowry, Jaylen Brown, CJ McCollum, John Collins, Clint Capella. But we can flip Clint Capella and maybe even a CJ McCollum and a 1st and see what that gives us. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this trade, and this makes 0 sense again, but hear me out with this. So Jamal Murray is 6'4", so making him a shooting guard makes a little bit more sense than maybe having somebody like, not necessarily a CJ McCollum, but he's better than a CJ McCollum. So if you have Kyle Lowry, Jamal Murray, JB, John Collins, Jared Allen, I feel like it's a lot better. Covington will need to be traded, but sure, we can figure that out later. Kyle Lowry, Jamal Murray, you can move up. Kyle Lowry, Jamal Murray, JB, you can move up as well. That makes you better. John Collins, Jared Allen. Okay. D-Rose off the bench. I'll take that. So that leaves us with Kyle Lowry, D-Rose, Jamal Murray, Kadeem Allen, which I'm not too happy about. Obviously, Justice Winslow needs to be traded. Gary Clark. So we have no rotation, and I don't really mind that so much. I think we could live with it. So I feel like this is the last trade. Kai Bowman for Cody Martin. We literally just traded away Cody Martin, but he fits. So we're looking at a final rotation of Kyle Lowry, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, John Collins, Jared Allen, D Rose, JaVale McGee, Torrey Craig. I'm gonna have D Rose play the 1 to 2, JaVale McGee play the 5 and the 4, and Torrey Craig just play the 3. These others can just linger on. They're Irish names. The rest of the free agents aren't going to be, but like I said at the start, I'm just going to keep it to the rotation, so that's no problem at all. Okay, so first scoring option, Jamal Murray, John Collins and Kyle Lowry. Yeah, Kyle Lowry. Play through star, shoot at will. They're all good shooters, and that's how we line up. Last thing, get rid of, well, first of all, what's the system proficiency? Pace and space, 7 seconds, balanced, pace and space. So let's go get Michael Stoffer. Brilliant. And now that we have that sorted, of course, signed off on Kyle Lowry, Irish connection, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, John Collins, Jared Allen, Derrick Rose, JaVale McGee and Torrey Craig. 8-man rotation is all we're running. Of course, all Irish names, all fit the Irish connection. I'll see you at the All-Star break and I'll check in if there's been any development since. Okay, so we're just past All-Star weekend. We're sitting at a record of 31 and 23, which is a little bit mediocre. We're currently sitting at the 5th seed at West, which, look, it isn't great, but we're kind of working with a limited list of players, and I personally feel like the lineup that we have there is the best that we could have possibly made, with obviously the exception of James Harden, Steph Curry, a couple of others. But I think when you look at, let's say, the different options we could have went with, let's say, like the Aaron Fox over Kyle Lowry, I think Kyle Lowry is the best one there. Maybe the rotation pieces could have been a little bit better again, the likes of maybe Terrence Ross, DeJounte Murray, Will Barton, Jackson Hayes. But I think overall the team is one of the best we possibly could have made, like I said. So I think we've done quite well. Of course, we'll look at the award races. Nobody for MVP, Rookie of the Year, of course. Derrick Rose in contention for 6th Man of the Year, so that's really good to see. No defensive player, and Jamal Murray running away with Most Improved Player there. I think I said this in the last episode, but that's Bubble Jamal Murray there. Absolutely killing it at the moment. All-Star teams, did we have anybody? No, we actually didn't have anybody. So let's take a look at the standings. Playoff picture, of course, we already know that we're the 5th seed, but saying that, like, we're only 6 games behind the 1 seed, so it's not too bad. And then at West, it's like, yeah, like, it seems to be pretty even. And then looking at player stats for our team, Jamal Murray running away with it. Actually, I really don't know how he wasn't an all-star. 26, 3 and 6 with one steal. Shooting the ball, yeah, really efficiently. John Collins up there with 21 and 11, with a steal and nearly a block a game. Shooting the ball efficiently as well. JB up there, D Rose obviously, and Kyle Lowry, averaging 50 and 11 really. Anyways, of course, you know, that's where we are. We can't really make any more improvements, so I'll see you at the end of the season. So here we are, season's wrapped. We finished with a final record of 50 and 32, so not good by 2K standards at all. But we'll see how we fared out. So of course, Luka, MVP, Dylan Windler with his historic rookie numbers. Devontae, D Rose running away with it. Giannis, and they're just hating on the Kings this year. No All-Stars, no awards. And actually, Nate McMillan gets with 51 and 31, so maybe we weren't so bad after all. Surely we have Jamal Murray in an All-NBA team. No, we don't. What's going on? Anyways, Vucevic gets it. Yeah, let's speak no more on that, and no defensive teams. Okay. So, we finished as the third seed out west, which isn't actually too bad when you look at a record like that. Portland finished with, literally 52 and 30. Wow. It was really close. So that's not too bad at all. So, I suppose just to finish up with what our stats were. Jamal Murray, basically the exact same numbers. John Collins got up there to nearly 21 and 12. 1 steal, 1 block. Really good numbers from John Collins. JB, 26, nearly 3 steal a game. They were probably like 17 and 5. Don't understand that. And Kyle Lowry, 15 and nearly 11 with a steal and a half. Okay, so can we get past the Clippers? Who have the Clippers got? Malcolm Brogdon, Oladipo, Joe Harris. Yeah. Come on. There's 2. There's 3. And finish it out. Brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not pessimistic an awful lot of the time, but I thought that was it. Giannis in the first round. I should have known though. Giannis in the first round. He doesn't fare up in the playoffs. Okay, so second round we go up against the Jazz. Who have they got? Ish Smith, Dante DiVincenzo, Robert Covington, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams. I mean, surely we should be. Okay. That's enough games. Who'll be our best defender? I would have thought Jaylen Brown. Michael Porter Jr. I suppose coming off the bench isn't actually he wouldn't be complaining about that. I'll put Jared Allen on him. What can you really do? Never underestimate a team on paper, I suppose. Bad record. Really getting off to a bad record on this channel. That's 0-2 now. I suppose beaten by LeBron in the first one with the Lakers. And what, beaten by somebody that got knocked out the round after me. Who the Trailblazers got? Anthony Davis, Draymond Green. I suppose that's a nice team as well. We'll see who finishes this out. Trailblazers, Cavaliers. Jeez, like Damian Lillard. It was Dame time after all. Well, look, I hope you really enjoyed the video. Like I said, today was the first original video, not just a classic rebuild. So I really hope you enjoyed the Irish Connection rebuild. We weren't successful this time, but we may come back to it in the future and hopefully land one of them big players like James Harden or Steph Curry. Of course, if you liked the video, make sure you hit like below, make sure you subscribe for more content in the future, and stay tuned on not just over here, but stay tuned for the podcasts. Follow me over on Twitter at Carl Brannigan. Everything will be down in the description. And yeah, I really hope you appreciated and enjoyed this video. Chat to you later, lads.